this video we are going to make sure that we can pick up a spell from our spellbook and then place it on one of the action bars down here and use that spell to throw a spell at the enemy. So the first thing I would like you to do is to open up your UI manager, if we could find it right there. And inside the UI manager we have the set usable function that takes an action button and sets it usable. Actually, I would like to move this to the action button itself, so the action button knows what visual it has, or it has its own responsibility, right? Instead of letting the UI manager decide this. So you can go to the use UI manager script and Control X to cut this out. Then go to the action button and go below the on pointer click and paste it in there. So besides the set usable, we will also have to make another function called update visual. So this will update the visual state of the button. And the reason that we are dividing this into two different actions is because sometimes we need to update the visual without setting the new usable. For example, let's say we have all our potions or whatever on our action bar so we can use them. And if we pick up one more potion, we simply need to update the visual of that action bar that refers to the potion, so we can see that we have 100 potions now instead of 99, which we had before we picked the next up. So that's why we need to have an update visual. So the update visual is basically going to do whatever this function up here is doing right now. So first of all, we need to delete the parameters for the set usable. So the set usable only needs to take in an iUsable called usable, and then we need to delete this, and we're simply going to say this dot usable equals usable. So we will add more stuff to this function here when we are adding the inventory, but for now it's going to be very empty, and we need to say update visual when we're done setting the usable. Save this. So besides that, we need to add the update visual. So my icon dot sprite needs to be assigned to the hand script dot my instance dot, well, then we need to be able to get the actual icon, right? And to do that, we will need to create a new function in the hand script. Basically, I'm going to create a new function called put, and put is going to take the actual item the hand is carrying around and put it somewhere and remove it from the hand. So every time we use put, it removes the icon from the screen, and it removes the actual thing it's carrying around. So let's see here. If we go to the hand script, we can make a new function called put that returns an iMovable. And what it's going to do is to say my iMovable temporary is equal to my movable, and my movable is null. Icon.color is equal to new color, and we're just going to make this transparent so we can't see it anymore, this color. So this will remove the visual part of the icon we are carrying around, and then we're going to return my temporary. So this function here will take an icon we are carrying around on the hand. Right here, for example, if we are playing the game, it will take this icon here I'm carrying around, and when I click here, or when I call the put function, the icon here should disappear and it should be put on the button instead. This is what the put function is going to do. It returns the movable and removes it from the hand and hides it so we can't see it. So let's go back to the action button. So the icon of the action button is equal to mines.put.icon. So the icon of whatever we are putting is going to put into the sprite, and then we are going to say my icon.color equals color.white. So the icon on the actual action button needs to be white so we can see it. So then we need to jump to the on pointer click function. So if our event data dot button is equal to pointer event data dot input button dot left, So if we are clicking the lift button, then we would like to check if our hand script.instance.movable isn't null. So if we have something in the hand, we're carrying something around, we need to check if it isn't null. So we only want to be able to put usable items on the action bar, because there's no reason to be able to put like a quest item or something that we can't use on the action bar, because then it's just going to take up space and we will not be able to use it anyway. So to make sure that we only put usable items on the action bar, we will have to check if whatever my hand script dot my instance dot my movable is carrying are usable. So we're just checking if everything is usable. So remember, we have something called iMovable, which has an icon, and we also have something called iUsable up here under the buttons. Basically, the iUsable don't need this property anymore, since the iMovable has that, and the usable itself doesn't need to tell whatever that needs to use it, that it needs to have an icon. So we can just delete that. So your iUsable interface should actually look like this right now, and it shouldn't create any new errors right now. So let's go back to the action button. We should have these 3 errors at the moment. And if we go to the function here, we need to say set usable. And what iUsable do we need to use? Well, hand script.myInstant.myMovable as iUsable. So the movable needs to be iUsable. That's why we are doing this check first. We're checking if what we're moving is iUsable before we actually cast it into an iUsable here. So if we didn't do this check up here, we could get a null reference exception later, because we're trying to cast something to an iUsable. And save. So you can see you have 3 errors here, and if you double click on them, you'll see that this error actually comes from the UI manager that tries to set the usables. So we can actually delete these 3 because we don't need them anymore. That was only for debugging. And save. And then we can try to jump back into Unity and play the game. And we can try to take the fireball, click on the action button, the frostbolt, and the thunderbolt. When you've done that, you can close down your spellbook and see if you can throw a fireball by pressing 1, and a frostbolt by pressing 2, and a thunderbolt by pressing 3. So there you can see, if we don't take these and put them down here, you can see that we can't cast any spells on the enemy, not until we open up our spellbook and put the spells on the actual action bar. So now we're actually using our spellbook to occupy the action bar right here, like in other RPG games like World of Warcraft, for example. So that's what I want to do in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for watching my video. Please remember that InScope Studios is a community founded page, so please consider clicking the support link on the screen to see how you can support me and get something back in return.